Hello and welcome to another episode of Casual Masterclass. I am your host for the episode, Nick. I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts for the day, Tyler and Glenn, who are here with me. Tyler currently jamming on the kazoo. I am back from my trip to the UK, and I'm very excited to be back. How's it going, guys?
Great, welcome back.
Thank you. Tyler, how are you doing?
Flight of the Bumblebee.
I'm doing great. In the Hall of the Mountain King. Are you killing me?
I was just going to keep doing it while you were talking so you would understand how it feels.
Did you just say Flight of the Bumblebees, though?
I did, that's not right. That's better. Yeah, I'm totally wrong, but yeah.
You don't have to be totally wrong. In the Hall of the Mountain King is a great song.
Yeah, Glenn, you're just wrong.
From Nutcracker.
You're just either right or wrong, so you're just wrong.
I'm not super saying, I'm just saying.
Hey!
Oh crap, what is the name of the power-up that Goku uses before he becomes Saiyan? Like something times 10.
Kaioken.
Yeah, Kaioken. Yeah, I'm gonna say, I haven't hit my Super Saiyan stage. I can only Kaioken times
And then he goes Super
100.
Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 3, then Super Saiyan God, then Kaioken Super Saiyan, and then Ultra Instinct. So, he's nuts.
Ultra Instinct.
I haven't even
oh
seen the Ultra Instinct stuff yet.
Really?
I've just heard about
man, it's fucking good, man. Dragon Ball Super, that's where it's
all
at.
you had to do was not try. the whole time, all that effort, just
yeah, I mean, just beat the shit out of them, and everything just kicks in.
Just win, forehead.
It's like an anime mechanic where our tragic hero is beaten to a pulp to stir our emotions, and that's what triggers the final form that can defeat even a god. And it's like, wow, who fucking knew?
Whoa, spoilers.
That's what happens every time with Goku. He gets his crap beat, and
like
then he
every
achieves
single
a new level.
fucking fight.
Yeah, every single.
Frieza beats the shit out of Goku, becomes Saiyan. Fight Cell. Oh, I mean, Cell actually blows him up. Maybe I shouldn't bring that one up. Majin Buu beats the shit out of him. Powers up by doing a universal spirit bomb. Defeats him. And it's like, Goku is a masochist.
Bad guys, though. Oh, yeah. Well, I think Vegeta's more of a masochist, honestly.
A masochist or a sadist? Because he really likes to... He smacked his son so many times, and he smiles when he does it. It's kind of freaky.
And he, ignores his wife. Yeah, he's weird. Yeah.
Okay, personal question for you guys. Who's a worse father, Vegeta or Goku?
Considering I've never really seen or read, I wouldn't know.
But
I feel
nothing?
No.
Wow.
No.
Here, I'll throw a couple of
avoided it this whole time.
A couple of plot points to stir the ideas. Let's say Goku and Gohan during the Cell saga, he encourages Cell to beat the shit out of his son, so he tries to hit Super Saiyan 2. Going as far as healing Cell with a Sensu beam. Vegeta in that same saga fights his adult version of his son to let Cell achieve his final form by absorbing the other androids.
Goku.
You think Goku's the worst father? I don't know.
I personally think Vegeta is a dick, but he's really supported his children through just sheer arrogance and will. And Nick in the chat is pointing out he has killed himself for his kid.
Who, Goku? Yeah.
Goku actually did too by teleporting off Cell.
Yep.
Both
of them have
from
killed
everybody
themselves for the sake of their family and kids. And
okay, and I wouldn't say I'm not entirely unfamiliar with Dragon Ball in any way, but isn't the whole point of Saiyans, isn't their entire existence based around fighting?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be considered a normal relationship in the Saiyan culture between Goku and Gohan?
On planet Vegeta, that would have been completely normal. Yep, but on Earth.
So who are we to judge a different culture and race on whether they're worse or better parents when they just do things differently?
Amazing how quickly Nick pulls the race card out.
It's not even race, it's species. There are different species from a different planet. They're not related to humans at all.
I know, but we always call it the Saiyan race. So
I know, but it doesn't make sense to me because they're not human.
They have a tail and they have the ability to transform into a giant, rampaging monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Primate. I'm gonna say they're not monkeys. They're apes. They're primates.
Right.
Yeah, shit.
I
think they're both terrible.
I'm not a gorilla. I'm a scientist.
I think it's like if you look at the bad factor, they're both the same amount of bad fathers, quote unquote, because they're whatever cultures and stuff, which you're right about. But on Earth, they're both bad fathers, but for different reasons.
Goku does keep pulling his son out of school.
He keeps pulling his son out of school, but
you need to drop out so you become a martial fightist like me. I don't know why I said fightist, but okay.
Martial fightist.
Yeah.
No,
Martial
I think
that's a
artist,
word.
martial fighter, martial
they
fightus.
But they both like ignore their wives like severely.
Yeah, terrible
and
husbands.
They'll just disappear for days, weeks on end without anything other than I'm gonna go train.
They're like solitary male African lions. Like, ugh, I gotta fuck. Not
No, but
2 seconds later, I'm gone.
But in
the
that
train.
case, as you know, sure, it's you know, it's not, they're not great husbands, but then you can't, as one of their wives, I'm sure you can't be suspicious because they really just want to fight and train.
No,
Right? So it's like if your boyfriend, it's like if your significant other's a gamer and you haven't heard from them in like hours, you know they're not out fucking somebody else. They're just probably grinding WoW, or they're just fucking in a sweaty game.
I just imagine Goku and Chi-Chi lying in the bed, and it's that fucking meme where Chi-Chi is like looking one way. I bet he's thinking about other women right now, and he's thinking like, how many forward energies could I do the Shukamehamehas in Budokai 2?
That's entirely it.
Nick in the chat saying they are faithful.
They are, yeah. They've never cheated. They're just like
They're just
aren't
not
that
there.
emotionally present when they are there, and when they're not there, they're just gone. But they are risking their lives to protect everyone. So like, it's not great husbands, not great fathers, but not bad guys.
They're not unfaithful, they're not unfaithful, which is a double negative technically, but they're definitely negligent for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better. All right, so that's Dragon Ball.
Welcome back.
How are you guys doing? Tell me about how things have been for the last 2 weeks.
I'm pretty good. Hi, I'm Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
And I've been resisting the ban on vape juice in Michigan for 3 days.
What?
Yeah. So congratulations to Michigan for being the first state to receive a executive order from the governor to ban all flavored vape juice. And anybody who knows me,
3 people have died, possibly from vapes. 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people. Stupid people buying illicit products.
Yeah, exactly. That's my like. And it's 3 people! My dad, and I love the guy to death, but he's a crazy conservative, sent me an article. He's like, just think about this, man. And I wanted to send him a thing being like, how many people have been shot by guns this year, you AR owner? Like, I know you're not going to shoot anybody, but if we want to talk about something that's killing people at an alarming rate, anyway, so.
I mean,
sorry.
No, it's fine.
I 100% agree with you, Glenn. I want to say something along the lines, but it's like self-defeating. It's like, well, we shouldn't say that the bigger problems, snuff out the smaller problems. But this is like a hardwire, super crazy solution to fixing what they think is a problem.
Yeah.
Banning all flavored vape juice is like, okay, that will in fact take out all the jewels, theoretically, in high schools. They, that the 18-year-olds are passing down to the freshmen and all that stuff. And it's fucking crazy. It also means all the people are actually buying like vape juice and mods and whatnot. It's like you're cutting out the bottom 10-15% of the problem to at the spite of everybody fucking else, which includes me. So obviously I'm a little biased towards this. I think it's a fucking crazy idea.
It's nuts.
What I mean, I want to say what some people are saying and raise it to 21. That way the high school students that can legally vape can't pass it on to, the other kids in the school, or, raise it to 19. I don't know the solution to that, but it's because I'm over the age limit. The people who are 18 and, rightfully vaping in their cars and stuff, like, they might be upset too.
Honestly, I would just, like, I was thinking about it because you and I talked about this a few days ago when we were gaming and playing WoW. And you talked about this and I was like, damn, what would I do? And I thought it would be great if they just raised the punishment as far as written law goes if you are found to be distributing it to minors. And then, of course, those 18-year-olds they're going to go, oh, shit, I'm going to go to jail for 10 years because I sold a jewel to 5 kids in my high school and made $150. That's not worth 10 years in jail. Maybe not 10 years in jail, obviously, but something that's going to de-incentivize that for those kids.
Yeah,
I feel like if I was an 18-year-old that's like getting his dick hard for money by selling jewels to the the 15-year-olds, I feel like I wouldn't give a shit. I feel like I'll never get caught. I'm fucking invincible. Like that boss from Metal Gear Rising. I'm fucking invincible.
The issue is also the band will just they're like, oh yeah, health reasons, people are dying. Cancer from cigarettes. liver diseases, car accidents from alcohol. It's really like all of this, without sounding like I have a tinfoil hat on, all of this is just tobacco companies lobbying against something that's hindering their sales, because now all the kids are just going to go to cigarettes. But anyways, I could go on and on about this, how stupid this is.
And getting cancer.
Yeah, because anything you put into your body long term is definitely not good for you. But 4 chemicals versus 7,000 chemicals is always going to be better in my opinion. And there's a problem with the people redistributing things illegally to minors that's caused all of this, and not people like us. Like it's, I've stopped smoking.
So, for those who don't know, the governor of Michigan put in 30 days from half a week ago, put in a ban that's effective in sometime next month, like the beginning of October, to ban anything that is vape juice that is flavored, to discourage people from selling to minors or having minors obtain it. I've resolved help fix the problem by buying a shit ton of flavored vape juice. I think so far my purchase is at, I spent about $150 worth of vape juice just to stock up, which will last me about a week, I'm sure.
But make sure you put that in the fridge so it keeps it fresh longer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. Aye, Captain.
So, moving on, because I could go on about this as well.
Yes, it's the same. Go ahead.
What else is going on, Tyler?
Honestly, I'm just sore as shit from work. I did a very hard route this week, and it fucking kicked my ass. As it turns out, hauling up, half a ton worth of rotors and whatnot upstairs and stuff is a hell of a workout. And me being the guy that's like, my workout is leveling up in, certain MMOs right now. So it's like going from that to that is a hell of a push.
Right.
But speaking of working out, Glenn, you have been buffing yourself up, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I'm still continuing that. This week was a little lighter because my friend, I think, took Monday off. Wait, was Labor Day this week or last week?
This past week.
Yeah, so this last Monday.
Previous weekend. Yep.
We took off. And then Tuesday, his tire was flat. Wednesday, his battery died. And then we worked out Thursday, Friday. And then today, we were going to work out because it was already, we'd only done 2 days. And
the car was gone. There was nothing but tires.
No, he had to go. He was helping a friend with a short film, and his friend needed him there earlier than he had thought. And so he texted me this morning. He's like, "Hey, man, I got to leave earlier than I thought, so we're not going to work out. Sorry about the light week." And I was like, "Bah."
You got the 2 days in. Like it sucks disrupting routine, but you got the 2 days in, and just pick it up again next week.
So I don't have to get new sore again.
Right.
Because that's the worst stuff. So it's been good.
I have to go back. I have to start it up again. Just gotta
go back where?
Get off to the gym.
To the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kicking my ass because it's 5:40 in the morning every day. I have to get up so that I can be at a gym.
Oh man, that's the time I want to go to bed.
To work for an hour and a half, work out for an hour and a half, and then he goes home and then drives to his job. But it's
right.
Yeah, but I've also been working on a commission, so a painting commission on some miniatures. So
the miniatures
forces me to get up early. And forces me to be awake, so then I'm like, what do I do before I stream? Might as well work on the commission, so I'll be able to get, it's good.
So, what kind of miniatures do you draw or paint on?
Well, it is. I paint any miniatures, honestly, but primarily they're going to be D&D miniatures, whether or not the Hero Forged or the pre-made, and then also a lot of Warhammer 40k models, which is what this one is. It's Adeptus Mechanicus. It's a
nice. I'm gonna say I have no idea what that is, but it sounds intimidating.
I'm sure that's from Warhammer.
They're super awesome. Yeah. I love Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm sad that I don't play them. So I play 3 other factions. So, but all mine I bought secondhand. So everybody's like, "Oh, Warhammer's expensive." Yeah, it is. If you need to buy them new. If you're okay buying them secondhand, it's way, way, way more affordable. And you didn't pay for the glue to put them together because usually they're assembled.
It's already been put together, and usually people
don't
paint them.
Yep.
Yeah.
They might primer them, and then that's it. So you get them for half cost, without having to pay for glue and paint. So
last week you were talking about football. What's the update on that?
Oh, my team, Kansas State University, with our new head coach, won the second game of the season against Bowling Green University.
Nice.
52-0,
Bowling Green,
I
Kentucky,
think.
fuck those guys.
Yeah, we won 52-0 too. It was nasty.
Yeah, I know sports ball.
20-point spread.
Sports ball's tight, dude. Yeah,
no,
very sick.
I was very close to walking on when I was coming out of high school at Kansas State, so I might have gotten a scholarship by my junior or senior year, but I was never going to play past college, even if I walked on, so I'm too short.
Man.
Yeah, so good.
I like playing handball.
Tyler,
baseball for you Americans.
Tyler, I've just been notified that Bowling Green's in Ohio, you dumbass.
There's a Bowling Green in Kentucky as well.
I'm siding with Nick on this.
Okay, I mean that's fair, but I'm just saying that there is a Bowling Green in Kentucky.
I just need a reason to call you a dumbass, really. That's it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Nick is right though. Also, eat my ass.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm back from the UK.
Yay!
I was gone
Welcome
for 2
back.
weeks. Yeah.
As tradition, I give you the welcoming. Hi, I love you. Go fuck yourself.
That's fair. I was in the UK for 2 weeks. Primarily London. Went up to Newcastle for a few days.
Did you get it? Did you do it?
What?
The Queen.
The
Queen.
Oh, I can neither confirm nor deny any accusations.
Okay.
By royal
NDA.
decree, he's bent silent.
Yeah, especially because Canada, the UK, it's still pretty Commonwealth, so I kind of have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Close relationships. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't do anything fancy. I was mostly just hanging out.
I mean, it sounds like you did.
No, I was just mostly hanging.
You
I was mostly.
The queen's not fancy enough for you? The queen's not fancy enough for you.
I was mostly hanging out with some friends for the first week. Just staying over at their place, drinking, catching up because I hadn't seen them in like 7.5 years.
Oh wow, that must be really awesome.
It was pretty awesome. We went out drinking a few times, but didn't like do anything crazy. Like we went out to a bar and then just went back to the house. And then one of my friends from the same friend group, but I've seen him a lot more recently. He came down from Newcastle for that first weekend, and then I went back with him. And Newcastle's a beautiful place. London is not my city except for the food. I just don't like the vibe of the city. It reminds me of New York. It's not my thing. It's like a little scummy. It's a little. Sure, if whoever lives there and loves it, I'm sure it's great. I'm not trying to hate on London. I just didn't enjoy it as much. I wouldn't live there.
It's Nick. Could you actually help me out with something?
Yeah.
When I think of London, and I've tried googling images, I'm not shitting you on this.
Okay.
Do they have skyscrapers or anything like that in London?
Yeah, they do.
Because in my head, the only thing I can think of is the
Big
fucking
Ben.
scene from Big Ben.
Yeah.
A clock tower. I keep thinking of the scene from the hit Disney film 101 Dalmatians, and that's the only thing I can think of what London looks like.
Right. No, London does have a pretty interesting skyline. The most iconic building or skyscraper, at least, is called the Shard. That's in the.
I thought you were gonna say that the Queen's Castle. Like,
no,
okay, I get
it's only
it.
a couple stories high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not that. I mean, it's big, but it's not that tall. It's not like.
How big
tall.
was it on the inside from the Queen's chambers?
NDA. So, I spent a couple of days in Newcastle. Newcastle's a lot more like Vancouver. A lot more hills. It's a lot more open, it's laid back, rainy. I had fun there, and then we went bar hop. I went bar hopping with a friend. I got my ear pierced. And then went back and finally caught the last weekend with my family. They finally managed to end up getting out there, and then now I'm back here and back to school. That's my trip.
Welcome back.
How's the return
just
to
a lot
school?
of eating and drinking. It's been a slow week. This school semester started on a Tuesday, so I missed out on my Monday class, and my Friday class got canceled. So I've just been doing fuck all for the last 2 days. But
Hell yeah!
I jumped the gun on a little bit of an impulse buy, but because I had surplus in my budget this month, and I bought some PC upgrades.
Wait, who's been
Nice.
paying for your extra stuff? You haven't been getting royal funds from the Queen, right?
NDA. So I jumped the gun on a new CPU and motherboard.
Ooh.
And with the help of my roommate.
Wow, Her Highness is really covering.
With the help of my roommate, I managed to successfully install them.
Congrats.
Thank you. And it's so anytime. So we're using Discord right now to do the video call. And so on my previous CPU, my Discord right now, my CPU would be sitting at like 80%, like 90%, and then you guys would be very it'd be lagging behind the video. Like audio would be fine, but then just seeing you guys would be a problem for me. Right now my CPU is sitting at like 9%. So it's very nice going from
Did you get?
So it's very nice going from 4 cores and 4 threads to 6 cores and 12 threads.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got the new AMD Ryzen 5 3600.
Oh shit, you
What
went
would that be
for it.
comparable to on the Nvidia side?
Fuck, to find it, dude.
I'm all NVIDIA, so like if you told me what it was, I'd be
this
like
is the CPU. So the Intel. I'm sure you can compare with some of the Intel processors, but I have no idea because I didn't even look in them.
Are we about to do a computer dick measuring contest? I'm
I
excited.
just want to know where it's at because like I love.
Nick just pulls out his fat hog of a
processing power
computer
of them.
specs and just
If somebody
slaps them on
tells
the
me
table.
they have a Bugatti, and
Yeah.
somebody tells me they have a Mustang, the Bugatti's faster,
a
and that's
Toyota
cool. I just
Corolla.
like knowing, like where do things sit? It's like, oh, sweet, you've got a Corvette, awesome, that's really cool.
From a quick Google search, it seems the biggest comparisons against an i7 8700K.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
exactly the same processor.
Did
I
you
have.
seriously just that?
Bro, we have the same. Because honestly, it's just not knowing AMD well enough. That's what
Yeah,
I
no,
like.
well, I mean, I don't care for their graphic cards because I've always used the NVIDIA graphic cards, but for processors, I was just looking for whatever fits my budget. And
But we have the same graphics.
Yeah,
card,
it's
basically. That's cool, man.
it's
nice. Right?
it's nice. It's nice. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a placebo effect, but I loaded
Wait.
up. Yeah.
Glenn just said we got the same graphics card. Aren't we talking about computer processors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's not the graphics card.
Oh, my
I thought
poor
it was
little
the graphics
child.
card.
He's
No.
growing up. No, it's separate. What kind of graphics card do you have, Nick? Isn't it like
It's a shitty graphics card. It's a 1063 gig.
Okay, whatever. I'm the one that has a 970 right now, so don't give me that.
No, a
That's
970 is a lot better than a 3 gig 1060. 970 outperforms it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Glenn, I believe if you... Oops, I was going to type and run for the command, and I accidentally started up RuneScape. No. that was-
We're not opening that door. Amanda, alert!
Run, and then what?
If you do the command prompt by typing command, I'm sorry. If you open up command prompt, you can type in dxdiag. So dxdiag.
What's command? How do you bring up command prompt?
Control R.
Control R.
And then type in command or something like that, and that will bring up like all the stuff that you have, like
Nothing came up. Control R.
It should be Control R, or is it? No, it might be Windows R. It's Windows R.
Huh,
So
I
dial
didn't
up
know
bug
this.
shopping. Yeah.
So my processor is a AMD Ryzen 5 2600 6-core processor.
Yep. So so I'm one generation ahead of you. The third generation just came out this summer in early July, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
DX
what's up?
what?
DX Diag. So DX Diagnose.
DXDIAG.
Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. I have a 9700K.
Also, apparently,
That's
I
a
have
lot better than the
980 Ti.
8700K.
I have a 980 Ti, so I guess I am doing pretty good.
Yeah, the
I thought I
980
had a
Ti.
970.
Yeah, the 980 Ti compares with the high-end 1070s and base 1080s.
I'm holding strong, future proof. Give me
Yeah,
another
that's
2
faster
years.
than mine.
What are you running? A 1070?
Does it say in this thing?
There should be NVIDIA.
Yeah, if you hit
somewhere.
display, there's a tab up
display.
at the top that you can click on.
There we go. I'm on a 2060.
Oh, you're a 2060. That blows us both out of the water, Tyler.
Wait, what's up?
It's an
GeForce
RTX
2060.
2060.
Yeah.
Let me pull mine back up because it's like
Because the 1070.
I was throwing my
the
big dick around.
I think the TIs are faster though. Like the 1070 and 1080 TIs
Yeah,
are faster than the RTX 2060s. No,
you have an RTX.
RTX 2060. Yeah.
Well,
What
maybe
the
maybe the 1080 Ti, yeah, but the 2060
That's current gen.
blows most cards out of the water.
I'm gonna say that's current gen graphics card. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, well, usually he's right though. Usually, the previous gen high end models would be able to compare to at least halfway up the current gen, but because of RTX, the base generation model completely blows most of the cards out of the water right now. But your 1080 Ti will perform probably about the same. It's just that his is going to be a lot faster in most aspects. So we are a vid game
That's
podcast.
neat. Yay!
Thank you.
Video game.
Thank you.
No, so I mean, it's just nice. It's just nice to chat with you guys. It's been 2 weeks. I missed this.
I love shooting the shit, man. It's great.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to video games now, and I want to hear from the two of you because both of you have been playing WoW Classic.
Yeah, and we're in the
Yeah.
same guild.
Since we last spoke on the podcast, I was like mildly interested, and he was like all in. I'm pretty sure we're both all in now because
I'm actually
I'm a
opening it up
fucking
so
monster.
I can do /played and tell you how many hours I put into this one character.
Okay, I thought you were gonna actually start playing during the podcast. I'm like,
No, trying to get. He has to get in the queue.
Addiction.
Start. You gotta get in the queue.
The guys
The server.
that chose this server actually chose it because it was kind of middle of the road, so I've only had to wait in the queue one time. So.
Oh, good for you. Cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys on a PvP server?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blah.
So yes, I started to pick up World of Warcraft. I got a level 19 human mage going on right now, and Glenn, I saw you break 30. I'm pretty sure with your night elf warrior.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Now, Glenn, you're making a face. What's going on over on your end?
Well, I've just seen the total time played, and I know I've got a level 4 character that I put 2 hours into, so if I subtract 2 hours from this one, that means I put just under 75 hours into this character.
Oh, is that all?
Is that not a lot?
No, it's
So,
only been out
I'm
for
gonna-
like a week and a half, 2 weeks now? Not that much.
Yeah.
I'm going to change the modular segment to how to get help if you're addicted to the World of Warcraft.
You don't. You just become a depressed, dysfunctioning adult.
Get that level 60, baby!
That is actually closer than
So
home right there, Nick. Jesus.
Before you guys continue about WoW Classic, I read an interesting fact. Tool recently released an album after more than a decade. But the last time Tool released an album, WoW Vanilla was out, and then the next album they released, WoW Classic, is out. So
Nice.
I just thought it was interesting. Carry on.
Tool album releases coincide with
Yeah.
WoW going back to its original state. It's like a reverse
So-
cocoon.
Glenn and I actually have something in common with World of Warcraft Classic in that we have never touched it before until this past few weeks.
Because you joined in
Just
PC,
because
right, Tyler?
I joined in Wrath of the Lich King,
Okay.
the expansion after it. So quite a while after it first came out, and the patch note or patch spot for this version of Classic is basically one spot right before they pre-patch for Burning Crusade. So it's the very end of vanilla. So there's a lot of small slice of life that is there since when it first got released from beta and all that stuff, because they could have done that. But there's a lot of things I'm noticing that is making it both great and horrifying, as it turns out. Mages are thirsty as fuck. Like, I was joking when I named my character Wineaholic, but she is drinking so much, I think she has like a urinary tract infection just from like she...
Too much water poisoning.
She drinks like a single mom. I'm sorry to say it like that, but she does. Like, every time I finish a combat sequence, I gotta sit down and eat and drink, because it's a fight to the death, and I use my entire mana pool every single fucking time, and it's crazy.
Bro, I'm eating raw fish and just chomping down on bread all the time.
Because I'm a warrior, I don't need mana.
And the thing is, I'm a DPS warrior, so I don't even have to really take damage if I've got the proper composition and the tanks do, drawing aggro. I just run around and hit stuff. It's awesome.
And I'm used to being spoiled with a bunch of quests and whatnot. It's when I'm normally playing WoW, if I'm questing, I always have a quest and I'm actively doing it. I'll be able to do it in half an hour and I'm done. And and grab the next quest. Problem is, though, I'm noticing that there is a huge, I hope I'm using this word right, disparity when it comes to getting quests in the early levels. Like, for example, in Westfall, you can start it at level 10 if you want to, but there's some quests that you won't even get until you're level 18. And, for good reason. If you try doing that at level, 10, you're going to get your ass kicked, essentially.
Yeah.
You cannot take on Murkai at level 10. That
You can't go
fucking
deal with
Murloc.
VC and yeah, you can't fight VC. What's that raid called? Or that dungeon?
Dead Mines?
Dead Mines. Yeah, you can't do Dead Mines at 16 feasibly. If you had a party of 16s, even though you can get in, there's no way you could complete it.
And so I've been having a lot of issues accepting the fact that I need to do the grind, essentially. Just walking around and killing a bunch of mobs just to pack in stuff. Or I can go to a completely different continent and go do the Night Elf stuff. And it's do I want to, spend hours trying to get, on the fucking boat and all that stuff? And it's I could, but it's not really worth it to me. And the good news is, being level 19 means two things. I can now, clear a lot of mobs, and I can do Dead Mines now. Yeah. So I successfully... Yeah.
The big thing for you, since you're playing a mage, is focus on training your AoE abilities, because streamers have made it popular to do AoE runs. where they literally
Yes.
just run through and they teleport around so they can draw aggro from all the enemies, and then they freeze them in one place, and then they just AoE the shit out of them and clear it in like a quarter of the time a normal party would.
And I've never heard of that thing happening in the regular, vanilla WoW back in the day. It just like, it seems like a wild tactic. Nick,
it's working
apparently,
real well.
clothies and people that can do, an AoE attack, like you said, will just pull the entire fucking dungeon and just nuke it in one shot. Since we die in like 3 hits normally, this is normally unheard of. So like the fact that we're able to do this now is just fucking mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But this morning, I was able to do my first Dead Mines run. It was fun. I got really friendly with the healing priest, and then I kept outrolling her in all the needs, and she got very upset, so I kept having to trade her some of the stuff so she wouldn't quit, and it worked out pretty well.
I'm sorry, there's not that much great loot that... I mean, how many things did you win?
I won 4 times.
On need rolls?
On need rolls against her. We were both clothy, and 3 of them were blue. I felt bad. So after the first roll was a ring. And, it was a ring with like 3 agility and then 6 intellect, which I always called the party breaker ring because, it's like 6 intellect. That means, people who use magic want it more. But then there's going to be that one hunter that's like, ooh, I could use that 3 agility.
Ninja hunter.
And intellect means more mana. So, people will it's arguably acceptable, but it's still, it'll still, piss people off. And so her and I rolled on it. And I won, and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have any rings. And like, no, it's okay, it makes sense. And we're walking along, we're talking about it, and we're joking about it, and the tank's like, I mean, you're level 19, we don't really expect anybody to have rings at level 19. It's like, well, I have 1.
Oh.
and then I
got him.
Got him, boys, these nuts.
Yeah.
And I won the Emberstone staff from I think the second final boss.
From VC? Oh yeah, from Cookie?
No, it was like the Captain Green Mantle or something like that.
The first mate. Yeah.
Yep. And so, I was thrilled with that, but then I gave her boots that, I could have worn, and then I let her have a pair of bracers or something like that. It worked out, and it was fun.
You were like a madman.
And I could have ran away with all of that, but it's like, I don't need to loot the whole dungeon on the first run. I want to play it at least the first couple of times. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit there and hitting, my number 1 1,000 times, just frost bolting the shit out of them. There's no motivation. But yeah, I've been having a good time. What about you, Glenn? Have you any good fun stories with dungeons or whatnot?
It's good. I'm just struggling. I wish they had Dungeon Finder. Trying to find groups to play. Like, I was on stream and I sat there, I think between an hour and an hour and a half, just trying to get somebody to run the dungeon with me. And I finally did, and then somebody bailed, so we had like 3 out of the 5 left, so we had to find 2 more people, and then we ended up doing it 2 times.
Fucking sucks.
But
when
did
did they ever incorporate a dungeon fighter?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, they did. In Wrath of the Lich King.
It was Wrath of the Lich King.
Okay.
Yeah,
At
so
the end
it's
of Wrath
not
of the
a
Lich King, I
faraway
remember
fix,
that.
but it's one of those things where, and the flight pathing on the Griffins pisses me off. The flight paths are so nonsensical. Just give me a way. Just make the flight paths more direct. That would be fine. I would be so fine with it. It takes, 10 minutes for me watching a Griffin every time I want to go from Stormwind up to, Menthil Harbor. And I'm just like, but there's little things like that bother me, and in the moment I'm like, oh, this is annoying. But then I play the game and I'm like, yeah, I just took out the Embalmer's Eliza, where I just beat the crap out of Stitches, Oh,
jeez.
I finally went to Scarlet Monastery.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got to do the lowest level instance of it, and it was really cool. Decent.
What is that?
Good XP.
The armory or something like that, or the graveyard?
Graveyard. It's graveyard. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to confirm something. Do you mess with add-ons with
no,
WoW?
I do. I have heard of one that actually puts quest markers on your map, so you don't just have to guess where everything is.
Yep, it's called Questy. There's another one which I use to get into Dead Mines, where it essentially allows you to put a global, hey, I'm looking for these people for this dungeon kind of thing.
Oh, so it goes outside your region and everything.
Yeah, basically this add-on allows you to do a miniature Discord version saying, hey, looking for group for Dead Mines, and so you can click on what dungeon you want to be, and then there will be a group of postings of people who have the same add-on saying, hey, I'm looking for a tank for this one or whatnot. And that's how I managed to get into the group. It made life a lot easier. And it does cheat the game. It's like, we should, here, let me plug my nose. We should have somebody sitting in Westfall general chat calling for the tank, and then someone in trade chat calling over in Stormwind. But it's like, fuck it, let's skip that process and make life a lot easier and just have everybody, you know, in anywhere around the world being able to, you know, see that shit.
Right. I absolutely agree. But I did have a similar situation to you, except I'm in the opposite Shibu, where the RNG gods just hate me. And so, like, when it's random and it's based on a roll, I will lose. And so I think in my 70-something hours, I've won like 3 rolls total. And that's crazy. So I either have to need it and have to know everybody in the party so that nobody else needs it because they know that it's best for me to get. But one time we got into Black Fathom Deeps, and we went in, and there's a really cool two-handed sword that I wanted called Hydra Strike that drops from the boss.
Hell yeah. And
it's really good. And a huge upgrade, just going to be awesome. And first time we do it, first time we finish it, first time at the boss, drops the item, right? And we had one rando with us, who is a paladin, a two-handed fighting paladin. But the paladin quest, the paladin class quest, apparently provides
level 30 quest.
Gives them a better one-hander than that item. So everyone in my group was like, their guys went /clap, and they're like, congrats, Raise, you know, like, and I was like, thanks, guys. You know, and I like bowed to them.
Everybody's cheering on
one contestant.
Greed, need from me, and then they're all clapping for me, and the guy goes, need. He's like, thanks guys for the group, see ya, and he pieces out. And I was just like, dude, you get a better weapon? What an ass. Like, and I did get the algae fists, which are a really good set of gloves there. So I wasn't super mad, but like I've run it like 8 times now, and I've never seen it again. So,
at the expense of our friendship, may I make a defensive statement on his behalf?
Oh, it doesn't bother me that much now. I'm over it. I was just mad in the instance.
Does that mean I can't say it then?
You can say it. It's just you don't have to like preface anything. You can just say what you want.
Have you done the warrior level 30 quest?
No, because I'm only 32, so I just hit the ability to go start that again. So
I'm not sure if you've ever done any of the class quests that like require you to fight monsters and whatnot. They're really fucking hard.
They are.
Like they tell you it's like, hey, you should do a group of 2 or 3 people. So why is it that lone soul, you know, never gets to play with anybody, but he got lucky this time? And it's like you're yelling at him, how dare you not, you know, do this quest that you won't be able to do for at least another 5 levels with 2 other people and need my sword, not your sword, my sword. Thanks for the group. No, fuck you.
But he also raised
you should have waited those 6 levels.
I was even wielding a sword. And I'm a two-handed arms warrior, and he has the opportunity to get a better weapon that is guaranteed, even if he has to group up a little bit. So I understand the argument.
I'm pretty sure you can get a better weapon at level 32. I'm pretty sure the same argument applies to you.
No, you can't complete the class quests until the end of your 30s. So by level 38, I can get a 38 or 39, maybe 40. Yeah, I can get a better weapon. But that's how much XP from level 20 to level 40?
You don't think that applies to him, his class either?
No, because I thought it was a level 20 quest for him.
I mean,
so he's going to get his by 30. I'm not going to get mine till 40. And this item that I'm getting right now in low 20s would be good for me for 18 levels. It'll be good for him for about 5.
It's amazing. I've seen guilds destroyed over fucking weapons and stuff. Like people will lose their shit. You know, like especially in Dead Mines. You know, there's always that one weapon. It was funny.
I want that Defiance blackened chest piece. Give it to me.
I shit you not, at least 12.5 like Blackwater cutlasses dropped when we were clearing out the ship area, and it's like sword after sword and dagger, and everybody's like, does anybody want these? And one's like, I'm an enchanter, so we just kept trading out. It's like, take it, we don't need this shit. And she started giving out free enchants because of it, because she couldn't use it. It's like, it didn't make sense.
How would you do it? You'd give it to them, and then they'd enchant it, and then give it back?
They would disenchant it, break it down into enchant materials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since I'm not kidding, I wish I could have recorded this. There was just this huge streamline of a shit ton of these Blackwater cutlasses that keep dropping. Like there was 20 different pirates on the way to the big Tauren guy. You know, I gotta improvise. The motherfucker I don't remember his name, but anyways, like each one kept fucking dropping one of these. We had no idea why. It's like swords for days, I guess. Fuck.
Did you know that there's a workaround from the bind on pickup thing? So
go on.
Well, like, I guess, I don't know, I guess since if you've already picked it up, but the way I always have gotten my stuff enchanted so that it never actually enters the enchanter's inventory is you just put it into the will not be traded box. Okay, cool. I didn't know if that's probably a well-known thing. I'm just a total noob, so...
No, it's okay. if you have a soulbound item, you can get enchanted by another person by doing it like that. Otherwise, you would have been screwed.
That's yep.
It's okay, I got you, friend. Friendo that keeps out leveling me.
Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna move on from WoW. I think
it's fun though.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are having a good time. It was just a little disheartening when I came back after 2 weeks, and then everybody from my friends list was just on WoW, and I'm like, all right then, cool.
Wow.
Why do you keep out leveling?
What about you, Nick? I mean, I don't know if you've gotten a lot of time to play games.
Only when I came back, because I came back at the start of the week, so I've been able to start going back. Obviously went back to Destiny 2, get some of my aim back, play with some friends. And I thought I said this, or I want to say it with my PC upgrade. I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but I just feel like the game looks a lot crisper, which would make sense because Destiny's CPU intensive, so it has a space to properly process everything. It doesn't look better. Like the frames are still the same. It just looks more cohesive, I guess. It's not like the graphic quality. It's just smoother. Like all the transitions are better. So
I mean,
really
if
nice.
you want to find out quickly, Nick, just take all the new parts out of your computer and put the old parts in. And
yeah, definitely.
Just record the video and then put everything back in. And then record the video and watch the video.
Yeah.
Did some.
You just got to pull it out and plug it back in. It takes like 2 minutes, Nick.
2 minutes. Played some Uno with some friends, and I've learned to not be bothered by Uno as much because I just stopped caring now.
My eye just started twitching when you brought up that.
No, I hate it still, but like I've just stopped caring. I've learned how to not give a fuck with Uno, which is hard for me to do with games I hate. But yeah, that was okay. That's what I did the past week. But I got a new game for the Switch.
Wow.
Have you guys heard of Platinum Games?
Yeah. Bayonetta, Nier Automata?
Yeah.
Well?
They just put out a new game.
Was Scalebound? Wait, no, that one got canceled by Microsoft.
Yeah. They just put out a new game called Astral Chain.
Bayonetta 3. Okay.
No, Bayonetta 3 is coming. Right. We just don't know when.
Someday. Howl's at the Moon.
Yeah.
The
so
Shadow
Astral
Monday
Chain
remain cast.
is really fucking cool.
It sounds like a cool name.
I've put 3 hours into it, and I think I'm just getting over the tutorial now. But it's not like a long handheld tutorial. Like they just throw you into the action immediately, and then they teach you things along the way and unlock more things until about 3-ish hours in. And that's just like casually exploring everything too. So it's kind of like it's semi-linear, semi-open world. So you get like your traditional hack and slash Japanese RPG game. You'll have like a stage, but you have the freedom to explore around that stage. Except here, the stage will take you between the hub where you get all the missions. You can upgrade your equipment. Then you go out into the field and you can explore there too. So me just exploring things, talking to people, figuring things out, doing some of the training. Took about 3 hours now before I start going to the meaty parts of the story and the gameplay. But basically, you have a weapon that can transform into other weapons. So from swords and a baton to a gun, and you fight alongside a Pokemon. What's essentially a Pokemon, basically. It's a demon
I was about
that
to say, did they get the rights?
Yeah,
This screams Kingdom Hearts so far, because you got the Keyblade that can turn into different weapons, like second forms and all that. Okay, go on.
No, it's fine. It's not like Kingdom Hearts. This has a story. And then you have these
Kingdom
things
Hearts
called
these things
called legions that you can control, like Pokemon. And you can do like fighting. You can fight alongside them and do combos. And there are 5 different types. Yeah, they're called legions.
Oh, cool.
There are 5 different types. You unlock all of them eventually. You start off with the standard. It's the sword type, and you can do combos with this legion. You can do sync attacks, and each legion has like a level up tree that you can teach it different skills, and you can equip different abilities, and then there's customization for the legions with color palettes and also for your character. You get to choose between
and
the male.
items as well for them.
For the legions.
Yeah, like you can change. Can you change their equipment and stuff too?
They don't have equipment. You can just power them up through the trees, and you can swap out the abilities or the skills that they have. And so the skills so far, the 2 skills I've seen that I haven't unlocked yet, but I've seen them on the tree. One is a power up for me and the legion. Like, it'll release this aura that powers up attack-wise for a short period of time. And then another one gives it a set of, like, revolving blades around it. So when it goes in for melee attacks, it does more damage. And there are, there's dodge combo timings. There's a whole bunch of, like, if I have an ability now, if I dodge at the right time, there'll be a little quick time event, like a very, very quick time event, where if I hit the Summon Legion button quick enough, it'll do a counter attack and also heal me a little bit.
Wait,
Nice.
so is it third person, first person?
It's third person
side-scroller?
behind the shoulder.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it feels kind of like
Bayonetta.
Dragon's Dogma.
It
or
honestly
something.
it does. Yeah, honestly, it does play a lot like Bayonetta. Except what I really appreciated about this game, Tyler, and I'm saying this specifically to Tyler because he's seen me struggle with Bayonetta. What I really appreciated about this game that it starts you off at casual difficulty, but the game is very insistent after each and every stage. It's like, hey, congrats, you finished this game at casual difficulty. Are you sure you don't want to try Unchained? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep it. He's like, you can change the playstyle, you know that. I'm like, so it reminds you twice. He's like, change playstyle, continue, see details, quit to title menu. Continue.
Like Platinum Game puts a hand on the shoulder like, hey friend, didn't see you there. How you doing? You look great today.
That was so easy, wasn't it? Let's try harder.
So it's it's good. I'm having fun with it so far because it's really it's very intuitive. It really did feel quite intuitive from the get-go. But
is
also,
there a story to it, or?
Oh yeah, there is a story. You basically some cataclysmic event happens.
Great story.
To the Earth.
I'm liking it.
Cataclysmic event happens to the Earth, introduces the Earth to
World
a
of
different
Warcraft,
dimension.
Cataclysm.
And then these different beings start shifting in. They start taking people, but when they enter the Earth from their dimension, it corrupts the Earth, and so now there's only one livable place. And so now you're part of a task force tasked with eliminating them by capturing these things. They're called chimeras, and then you capture them, and now you're using them by neurologically syncing with them, and they're now called legions.
Sounds like Prey, jeez.
Yeah, and so there's 2 characters that you can choose between, male and female. Whoever you end up choosing, the opposite gender is your twin during the game. And so they'll sometimes run around with you
It's like
in the
Mass
game.
Effect Andromeda.
And then in some parts of the game, they run around with you because there's co-op gameplay too. So because it's a Switch, you can split off the things, the Joy-Cons, and you and somebody else can play the game.
Nice.
Wow.
There's something
That's
I
dope.
did here that kind of threw me off. Your character is technically a silent protagonist.
Yes.
But your twin brother or sister, depending on who you pick, so they got lines for both of them. Your twin person, speaks all the time.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say I have no particular thoughts about that because I'm used to that from Destiny, from Pokemon, from Halo. Although Master Chief has more lines than most of these characters, but it doesn't bother me specifically.
Fair enough.
The game starts off in English voice acting, I think, because of just your Switch settings. So you'd have to like start up, play a little bit, save, and then go back to the main menu to change to Japanese. And I haven't had a chance to try that out yet because I much prefer playing games in their intended language. I have no problems reading subtitles.
I love the idea of Platinum Games like in English. It's like, I'm gonna beat you, but in Japanese it's Ome wa mo shindiru.
The voice acting wasn't that bad, actually. It was pretty decent, better than most dubbed animes, but I didn't care for it. Graphics wise,
any big names or anything, or
I none that I noticed.
Okay,
but it was pretty well done, I think. It's just that it's always when you can tell, and because there's an anime style opening. After you get through like the first 30 minutes or 40 minutes, there's an anime opening sequence that introduces the game, and it's fucking badass. And so like because of that, I'm like, shit, I can't play this in English. I need to play it in Japanese. Like because it's an anime game. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very disconcerting hearing a southern accent from this small tiny little Asian girl. So I'm like, voice acting's great, like it's good quality, the lips kind of sync up, but I can't do this. So I switched it and I'll experience it later. But what was really interesting was the level of graphic detail for the Switch. We talk a lot about Breath of the Wild. but I think they had like a special development team, because I don't think I've seen a game just as good as Breath of the Wild ever on the Switch. But they still did a pretty good job, and they had to make some compromises here and there. You could see in some like texture qualities and in some like edges of objects, but overall graphic is really good, and you can see that especially in combat. It's very dynamic sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I really am. I did not know too much about this game. All I heard about the game and what made me want it was that you can hack and slash with a Pokemon by your side. I want that, and I'm really glad I decided to give it a go last night. So, yeah.
I'm looking at the voice actors right now. I'm not seeing any big names at the moment. Did you choose to play as the female or the male cop?
Hell yeah, I played as a female cop. What do you mean? Why is that a question?
No, I'm sorry. For example, the voice actor for the female cop apparently is the same voice actor for Rem from, I'm not sure if you ever messed with RE0, the anime.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
And looking like everybody else, like the other main characters, I'm not seeing anything too crazy, like, just standard team. And I don't want to talk shit, like I'm sure, there's no Nolan Norths, but there's a couple of good ones. There's one guy named Owen Thomas who plays Maximilian Howard. Does that sound like a familiar name to you?
That is your father. So I mean, minor
congratulations.
Minor story spoilers, but your father is the captain of the squad you've now joined.
He also is the same voice actor for Twisted Fate and Victor from League of Legends.
Twisted Fate and Victor.
Yeah, he's also the Red Dino Ranger. So just so you know.
I've also, before we move on to like the other topics, I've also really been enjoying the music, because music is dynamic and it changes based on the setting. So if like you're just hanging around, changing your equipment, it's like really nice, chill electronic music. But once the story starts, like any good game, the music starts getting a little bit more intense, a little bit more dramatic.
Final Fantasy sort of thing.
And then the music director for this game is the same person who did the music for Bayonetta 2. Game I've not played yet, but I just thought that was interesting. I say yet like I'll ever play the game.
Yeah.
So, that's Astral Chain. Actually playing something new. What is this? 2019? Cannot be. Nick is only Destiny 2 and Overwatch player. So for our modular segment...
Nick is sick with the big old dick.
No, that's a lie. So for our modular segment, what game have you guys bought multiple copies of, and why, and for how much?
So the idea of this modular segment is like, what drives us to buy the same game over and over? And it's like, I was curious, and I do think I see a similar correlation as to between the games. What do all these games that we listed have in common? And
love them.
So I mean,
Glenn,
beyond that.
What game have you bought multiple copies of?
I bought 2 copies of Ark, and that was a completely different lie.
A completely different lie?
No, okay, sorry.
What's the first lie?
Well, the lie is... No, I have bought it on different platforms. I was just thinking of it wrong because I got it in digital form. Whoa. Is that the sun?
Sorry, I was having fun with my floodlight.
I thought it was the sun. Holy crap.
Praise the sun!
No, yeah.
Whoa,
Tell me the truth. Yeah, no, it's because I played it originally on my Xbox One S with my friends, and because it was like on a super sale on the Microsoft Store, it was like $40 or $50 for the Explorers Edition, which is normally $100. So I got it there, and not knowing that the Play Anywhere feature works on PC, and then so I was able to play it on my PC. But then I found out when I started streaming it that most of my subs that wanted to play with me played it on Steam. So I had to buy it on Steam. So I have the Explorers Edition in the Microsoft Store for Play Anywhere on my Xbox and my PC, but then I have a second copy downloaded and installed that's through Steam. So I have it installed twice on this computer, which is great.
What about you, Nick?
So, there's Destiny, the original Destiny, because I started on the 360, but then I got an Xbox One at some point, and the licenses don't transfer over, and so I had to buy it all over again. So that's like the lame, not the lame, but that's like not as exciting answer. And then I just remembered thinking about all this because I saw this when I woke up. I'm like, Pokemon Yellow, and I'll tell you why Pokemon Yellow. The first Pokemon Yellow game that I played, the cartridge got corrupted at some point. And so I lost everything and I had to go out and buy another one. But then in the Middle East, and I don't know if this was a common problem elsewhere, there were a lot of like knockoff cartridges for all like the early Game Boy Advance games, right? So you'd plug it in, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this like a while ago, but like you'd plug in, like you'd buy a copy of Pokemon Ruby, and it's in Vietnamese, and it's like only half the game, and the rest of the game they've made themselves. So so when I was younger, I think I must have bought 3 or 4 before my parents were like, fuck this, we're not doing this anymore. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I must have bought 3 or 4 different copies of Pokemon Yellow, trying to look for like a legit copy of Pokemon Yellow before realizing I just have to let it go. It's been too long. Because this was like 2004, 2003, 2004. I'm like, it's been too long. The game came out forever ago. I'm never gonna find it ever again.
You're jacking the Titanic. You gotta let go, Rose.
Because 2003 is when I got a Game Boy Advance, and the first game my parents bought me was Pokemon Yellow, and that was the one game. That, and I think I tried that also with Pokemon Ruby, where I was trying to look
Wait, you got the Game Boy Color game Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah. Yes.
Don't you hate that with the design you had, the big old cartridge just sticking out?
I don't know. I think that's part of like the old soul fragment of myself. Like I enjoyed that. Like it just seemed really cool that this older thing was working with this newer thing.
It felt like the brain was exposed though at that point. It's like you jostle it one direction, you bump it against a door frame, and it's like, oops, there goes everything.
It's got that little wedge. That's just when you turn it on, it locks it in, and it can't do that when.
That's true, but I think I'm at that like generationally. I grew up during that time where I was familiar with the old technology just long enough to see everything change so quick. So for me, like seeing the two together was not an issue. Whereas people a few years before me were like, yeah, we've seen the old shit. Fuck this is bad. Give me the new shit. Or it's like, we fuck the new shit.
Boy Color.
Yeah.
With Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, or like, fuck the new shit, I want the old shit. So for me, it's like seeing the two mismatched together was not an issue. But yeah, the first game I had on the Advance, the first game I got was Pokemon Yellow, and I fucking played the shit out of that. I beat the game with a Pidgeot because I didn't know shit about team comps, and I put my Pikachu in the bank, and I had a level 60 Pidgeot, and my next strongest was a level 20 Mankey, and my Pidgeot fucking shredded everything. I remember this distinctly because I beat Brock. I beat Brock's Onix with a Caterpie. No, with a Caterpie. Because again, I didn't know shit. And so I would just string shot the fuck out of that Onix until that Onix couldn't move. And then I was just tackling him to death because I think he was out of power points. So the Onix couldn't do anything. This was before Struggle or Flail was implemented, I think. Maybe. I don't know whether that was implemented in Gen 1. But then I tackled that fucking Onix to shit with my Caterpie.
I bet those battles took forever.
It took forever, I didn't mind.
One damage.
If I were to guess, and I could be wrong on this, it struggling, like it hurting itself to damage you, probably hurt it more than your Caterpie did tackling it.
I mean,
or maybe it was both one health
true.
at a time.
That's
and you
honestly
just kept using
probably
potions
true.
or something.
No, I didn't. I remember not using potions, but I remember eventually like just taking down one at a time and thinking that this is normal. Yeah, okay, Caterpie tackle. Yeah, cool. Tackle. Yeah, string shot. Tackle. That's I distinctly remembered that, and then using a level 50 Pidgeot's mirror move to just wreck everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Pidgeot got mirror moved like 45 or something then, and that was the strongest move it had with that moveset in that generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's my story.
Love it.
A Pidgey against Gary. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrifying.
That's nasty.
I remember my first playthrough of Pokemon Yellow, like I kept having the restart because I was using legendary Pokemon like at level 50 without leveling up and sending them straight in. It's like, let's do this. And like I would try to get Thunder to hit every single time against Lorelei, the first of the Elite Four. And if it missed, I'm like, restarting, because this Zapdos, who is a flying type against this ice type, is not going to last long against Lapras, and she's going to fuck it up.
Yep.
And yeah, good times. Over on my end, games I've bought multiple copies of, Minecraft, Terraria, Rocket League, and also Pokemon. I've definitely bought multiple copies of Pokemon. Ports, mind you, not like Nick's situation with the Vietnamese versions, but I've definitely gotten, a bunch of the same Pokemon games, especially like on the DS and 3DS. And looking at most of these answers, there's a common theme. We have friends in different places, and they drag us in. Like, Glenn, you bought a Arc because, you know, you had friends on a different platform. And Nick, same thing with you. And for me, you know, I bought Minecraft. Well, I mean, Minecraft, you know, almost everybody plays it on PC that plays it together, except for maybe after Microsoft bought it for the 360 and then Xbox One. And then people start playing on that. But I don't own an Xbox One, so it never really affected me.
Yeah, I don't either.
Terraria, like, I think Minecraft and Terraria is like at the point where I have a heavy you know, like, I need the drugs, man, but I'm not near my PC, so I bought it for my phone or a handheld or something like that. Rocket League I bought because, you know, I have friends that want to play with me, but they want to play local. And so I bought it for like the PS4, and then we could just sit there next to each other and play with controllers versus us playing on separate PCs and all that. But yeah, I guess the common theme is we have friends and, you know, that want, like, somebody wants me to buy River City Girls for the PlayStation 4 instead of PC.
Pleb.
Yeah.
Who plays on consoles anymore? Not this guy.
I just talked to my friends last night, some of my friends last night about it, and they're like new PC gamers, just like me, and so they're still on the console side just because most of their friends play on there.
Yeah.
But they're leaning more towards it, so they're like, if I get a new game, like, yeah, you know, Borderlands 3 is coming out, and I'm gonna get it on console first, but I might get it eventually on PC,
right.
And they're moving towards it just because everything runs better. You know, like
I know I'll always talk a lot of shit, but then you always, like, game where your friends are and game where you can afford. Console gaming is fantastic for that. So I'm just a shithead. I just like talking shit and making fun of people. But cross save, Nick, you mentioned it, and that reminds me of like why I played Destiny 2 this week apart from getting my fix. I have a bunch of friends that transferred over to PC, and they're having a good fucking time.
Wait, did that already happen?
Yeah, that already happened. Cross save is now live.
I gotta do that so I can play.
But World of Warcraft, you gotta resist.
I know, because that's the thing is I want to play League, I want to play Destiny, but like, WoW.
You have till October 1st for Shadowkeep to come out, so you gotta hit level 60 by then, but cross save is live right now.
Oh, man. But I haven't bought Shadowkeep yet, so I can just get level 60
plate.
in the day, right? As long as I can get it over on my PC, I don't care. You know, I'll level it later.
So, there's going to be another issue soon anyways, I think, for certain people with finances and video games. So, moving into the topic of the show, we had a Nintendo Direct this past week. And
hell yeah, it was kind of unexpected for me.
My question is it fucking way too many games? Like,
well, why don't we do what is Nintendo Direct first? Because I wasn't aware of this until
another Nintendo noob. Tyler, take it away. This is all yours.
No, you're the greenhorn turned professional.
I don't remember anything about Nintendo.
Okay, then we're gonna go to the next Switch initiative. The topic of the show is gonna be Nintendo Directs. Nick, we're gonna have 5 questions coming your way. Question number 1, Nick, what is a Nintendo Direct?
Thank you for the question, Tyler. I believe a Nintendo Direct is basically a monthly update that Nintendo opts for, monthly or bi-monthly, like once in a while they'll put it out.
Whenever they fucking want to.
Whenever
honestly.
they want to put out news and announcements. They've usually opted for a Direct in lieu of E3 announcements in terms of an official E3 stage presence. So yeah, this month's Nintendo Direct was a bit heavy, but that's how they tell us what's happening and what's coming out. Or at least some notable names.
They roll bones. They roll like dice in the conference room, like, do we want to release a game? No, just do a direct. We're rolling direct today. It's like, sir, we're gonna do it next week. No, the dice say today. And yeah, they announced a lot of shit. The first one I noticed, like, I think I came on a little bit late, so I missed some stuff in the early thing. People have been talking about wanting this, and it's fucking out now. Super Nintendo Entertainment System games are now out for anybody that has Switch Online.
Right.
So all the talk about the Super Nintendo stuff is true.
And just to list off a few names, we've got, original Brawl Brothers, Breath of Fire, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Pilot Wings, Thunder Race FX, Super Golden Goose, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Soccer, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, Super EF Earth Defense Force, Super Mario Kart 2, Super Puyo Puyo 2, Super Tennis, Star Fox, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Joe and Mag 2, Lost in the Tropics, and Demon's Crest.
Did anybody notice that half the games start with the fucking word super? Yes. What the fuck is this shit?
Well, I mean, that was what the 80s, 90s were about, shit being super.
6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them.
It's a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and, Tyler.
And more than half of them are just starting with the letter S.
Yeah,
but it is. Legend of Zelda actually, that might make me get a Switch.
Well, I mean, if you think the SNES version is gonna make you get a Switch, what about the Legend of Zelda Is it A Link to the Past or Link's Awakening that's coming out next week?
Link's Awakening.
Okay, close enough. Another one is coming out next week.
In a couple of.
I know we talked about that.
So let me get this right, Glenn. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is not what's going to get you to get a Nintendo Switch. It is the emulated version of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past that you'd have to buy online for that is convincing you to make the jump to get a Nintendo Switch.
I mean, it might, for the nostalgia's sake. That was the first game I remember as a kid. I didn't play it. I watched my dad play
Nostalgia is a powerful thing, Tyler.
it. It's
Yeah,
WoW
but
classic, man.
you could get an emulator for it at that point. It's like I can't even encourage it.
Not the
Or a
real
3DS.
thing, man. It's not the official thing. It's not
Neither
from
is it on my
Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch.
No, but it's from
It is
Nintendo.
The 3DS version.
Yeah, it's straight from Nintendo. You know what I mean? It's not.
That's straight. Is the 3DS sworn off the family now?
Never heard of the 3DS.
Yeah, that's fair.
Either way,
Get
that's
it for
pretty
the-
cool.
The Game Boy Advance. Big brain.
That's pretty
Okay.
awesome, though.
Okay,
All those,
so-
that's a lot of really awesome games.
We've got
Yeah,
the SNES
there's a
games
lot.
coming out. They announced a couple of Smash
$7 each.
DLC characters. Tyler, do you want to tell us about these?
Wait, I just realized you can stream another Zelda game now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so Smash games. So Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury is coming to Smash Ultimate. They're only able to show like 3 to 5 seconds of game footage because they weren't really ready for it yet, but they made the big announcement for it. And I'm trying to think of other stuff like that. They announced a bunch of like new shit for the Mii fighters and whatnot. The one where everybody lost their goddamn mind was as the fucking song plays from Undertale. Sans, or rather his costume is joining the fighters over for the thing. For
Right.
the Mii fighter's costume as Sans from
Right.
Undertale, and a lot of people are excited for that.
Yeah, there's a few big things. The first being, I think, apart from the smaller games that they've announced, we've got Assassin's Creed, a collection that's coming out later this year, Deadly Promotion, a Wii U game called, what is this? Tokyo Mirage Sessions, #FE
Deadly
Encore.
what now?
Deadly Premonition.
Oh.
Did I say promotion?
When your boss, you see your boss with a knife and says, "Let's do your monthly review. Come in here. It's time for your deadly promotion." Sorry, yes, deadly premonition.
I think starting with some of the biggest news, this is the smallest of the biggest news, I think, is Overwatch is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Which was leaked actually maybe a month and a half ago, where a retailer put out a Overwatch Switch case as a listing on their website and then quickly took it down.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. So
Yep.
But it's no surprise considering it's already on consoles, and we've already got a lot of big games coming as ports, so it doesn't surprise me that Blizzard was trying this out. And it's coming in an interesting time because there are rumors of Overwatch 2 being announced at BlizzCon this year. So with Overwatch coming out on the Switch this close to BlizzCon, because it launches in October, it can only make me, at least it makes me think that Overwatch 2 is not going to be a direct sequel to Overwatch, and that it might be a different kind of game, but only time will tell.
Yeah. And it's indicative of them spending more time doing other things, because porting over like that is usually sent off to an outside
That and also like
studio.
Overwatch is a game where you can change everything. There's no like story, there's no grind, it's just characters that you can change the meta.
There's story, Nick. How
But
dare
people
you?
love the story. Too.
Oh no,
There's
like
plot.
I mean there's no
Man.
PvE
Do you not
in the
remember
game except for the
Hanzo
seasonal
and Genji?
events. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that video Glenn shared. Hanzo and versus Genji. Oh my gosh. So much lore.
But yeah, there's no like PvE. It's just you load up into a game, different game modes, and you go play. So Overwatch, as it is already a good base to do whatever you want forever. Like you have Team Fortress 2 that does that.
Completely. A man.
I'm getting good at just just talking through all the.
Yeah,
videos.
you are trying so hard to like burn past anything that people say.
But
Like, it's
Original Sin
impressive.
too.
Yes, original.
That's another
Sin's
big one
coming
too,
out.
because I'm excited about Baldur's Gate that's coming out, the new Baldur's Gate game.
And Baldur's
That's
Gate.
gonna be-
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate is being made by the same studio that made Divinity Original Sin, and so there's a really, really, really cool trailer, little teaser trailer that goes into Baldur's Gate 2, and I didn't play Baldur's Gate 1, but I played the tabletop Murder at Baldur's Gate, and I love Baldur's Gate, and I love all that stuff, and so it's all dark and scary and illithid-y. I'm super excited about it.
So Game Freak's Town got a new name. It's called Little Town Hero now.
And that's also officially got a release date, news out of the blue, because I don't think we'd heard anything about it until last E3, not even this E3. So that's gonna be cool, I think. And
music's gonna be great. It's
amidst
created by the Undertale.
Amidst all the controversy with Pokemon Sword and Shield and Game Freak and assets and Dexit, I don't know. I'm excited to see what Game Freak does, because I don't think they've done anything noteworthy. Like, they've not participated in anything noteworthy outside of Pokemon.
Right. Plus, they pulled Toby Fox, the person who created like almost everything besides some of the art of Undertale. And he's going to be the musical composer for that, which I saw that on Twitter before this article put it on, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He does some awesome damn good music. Yeah,
he does.
I guess just to pull back a little bit towards Super Smash Brothers, Banjo-Kazooie is also apparently coming out like as of already, like it came out yesterday, kind of stuff.
Wasn't one of the announced characters a character from Undertale for Smash?
Yeah, so that's
we already talked about that, Glenn.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. His name is Sam, and he's given out as a skin for the Mii character that's in Smash.
Oops.
And I just wanted to send some love to Grant Kirkhope, the composer for Banjo-Kazooie, who also sent some music tracks over for this redid.
I saw that.
Banjo-Kazooie
I saw that
tracks.
tweet, and then one of the Japanese game directors was very happy with it, and I saw a thread, and it was very wholesome.
Part of the stream, or after the actual direct, Sakurai did his hey, let's do a character showcase for Super Smash Brothers, and he was talking about this where he was like, this is the first non-Japanese composer I've ever worked with. He was okay. it was weird. It's like, it was surprisingly smooth. I was worried, I asked him to do this. I was worried that he might not be able to do everything to my specifications. He did good. It's like, cool. And then he was like, Toby Fox came over to my house to play Super Smash Bros. With me. He was one of the best players I've ever faced. It was totally 50-50 in the wins. It's like, okay. It's just weird, like how he was like super frank about shit. He's like, hey, I
expected this to suck. It didn't.
Like, he did moderately above average. It's like, oh, yeah, so that's fair.
And I
Thank
like
you, Sakurai.
games with them.
So before we get to like the other big news, just really quickly, we've got Bethesda is releasing.
Could I drop one last thing from Sakurai just to have a? So Banjo-Kazooie, everybody was talking about how Banjo-Kazooie, since it's coming out for Super Smash Bros., that it's going to get like a prime spot on the Switch. And, it's been a thing for a while, and it's like, okay, Banjo-Kazooie's here. That means Banjo-Kazooie, maybe they're going to get ported over to the Switch or whatnot. And Sakurai kept saying, and it kept showing it, he was like, so, thank you to Microsoft for showing us and giving us the chance to have Banjo-Kazooie in our game. If you want to enjoy more Banjo-Kazooie, and he kind of gives that smile, you should play it on the Xbox One. Please play it on the Xbox. And like he kept, making everybody, you could hear him laughing in the background. It's like, okay, Banjo-Kazooie is probably not coming for the Nintendo Switch if he keeps saying that. Anyways, I cut you off. I love you, Nick. You look great today. What were you saying?
No, that's fine. It's always heartwarming, the relationship between Microsoft and Xbox now. Anyways, Bethesda's re-releasing Doom 64.
I mean, Nintendo and Microsoft?
Yeah, brain fart. Nintendo and Microsoft. I would hope that Microsoft and Xbox have a good relationship. That would be nice.
I hope so too.
I hope things are going well there.
Sony doesn't play with anybody, so it was eventually going to happen.
As Bill Gates shakes the collar of Phil Spencer. Yes, we have a good working relationship, don't we, Philly?
Dusts off his shoulders, fixes his tie.
Yes, Daddy. You're gonna look fucking great out there today, aren't you, Phil?
Doom 64 coming out November 22nd. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast September 24th. Super Kirby Clash is a free-to-play Kirby for 4 players with over 100 different quests. That's already out. Luigi Mansion's 3 Scream Park mode will pit 2 to 8 players against each other in arena-style ghost battles. Animal Crossing's New Horizon got an update on details on what's going to be in the game. There's a Trials of Mana remake of Seiken Densetsu 3 will be available April 24th, 2020. Return of the Obra
Perfect.
Dinn is going to be on the Switch. Rogue Company is a new team shooter from Hi-Res Studios that did Smite, and Realm Royale comes in 2020. Tetris 99 is getting a new game mode. Daemon X Machina, ahead of its release, is getting another demo.
And your progress from the demo will carry over to the game? What the frick?
Yeah, they did that with Octopath Traveler. Yep. So you can, Octopath Traveler, you can play up to 3 hours in the demo, and if you choose to buy the game, those 3 hours just get transferred over straight away, so you don't have to start fresh.
That's fucking genius.
Genius! The Galaxy Brain.
So we talked about Game Freak's new game and how we finally have more information about it, and so that's really nice. And obviously in casual Master Quest style fashion, we have to end with news about Pokemon. But before we go into the Pokemon discussion, I just want to thank Kotaku for the article for compiling all the information. So the Pokemon got some new Pokemons announced and a new mode announced.
You can make curry with your Pokemon.
You can make curry with your Pokemon, so watch out, Tepig. You want to stay away from your trainer when you make camp, because now in certain areas you can set up camp and you can play with your Pokemon, see them interact with each other. You can have a cooking session, make all kinds of curry. There's customizable curries, so that's really psych. And they announced I swear to God, if this isn't unedited in the podcast, I'm gonna be upset. This has to be there in its full.
I'm pulling it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna start over. Well, I don't have to, because you could adjust volumes accordingly.
Wait, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how loud was that?
I was pretty loud. I could barely hear myself.
What are you doing, Glenn?
Is that from Mass Effect, Glenn?
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks. It looked like it was Mass Effect style. That's really cool. You make that, you said?
Yeah.
That's really fucking sick.
This total derail.
Yeah, I'm a cosplayer.
This is my favorite.
That's really tight, dude.
There are
Holy shit, the
others like
detail
it,
on
but
that.
this one is mine.
Well, they're technically just Nerf guns, so they ain't mine.
I mean, everybody needs a base. You don't fucking. That's good work, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Thanks, man. There's a whole set of armor up in my closet.
All right, Tyler. Talk to us about the new Pokemon.
I'd like to
changes.
apologize. I didn't realize it was that loud.
Oh, so loud.
Why didn't you say shut the fuck up? Everyone.
I don't want to kill your fun, man. You're enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. I think it made for good comedy. You can hear the tears in this playing. Yeah. So we got two new Pokemon.
You can feel the tears as it hits the wax paper. Anyways, yeah, Pokemon. Tell us about the Pokemon.
We got Poltegeist, and Cramorant. Poltegeist is a ghost that lives in a teapot. I have to say, this isn't as bad as Garbodor or Trubbish.
What's Garbodor and Trubbish?
I'm pretty sure. I think Garbodor is the evolution of Trubbish, where they were just literal
trash.
Yeah, from Generation 5. Like, it was just animated trash.
And then it became garbage.
So it was like a little garbage bag, like a tiny little garbage bag that evolved into this like hunk of like garbage and masses of metal and rubble stick together. So I mean, you could say like Grimer and Muck, but like I feel like Grimer and Muck at least had like an
aesthetic, poison and blood and
Trubbish and Garbodor were just straight up trash. But
so is this like a mixture between Garbodor and Rotom?
What, Poltegeist?
Yeah.
No, Poltegeist, like it's just a ghost has liquid form that lives in a teapot. Like you,
that's just too on the nose, though.
I mean,
if you ask me, it's like
I mean, we had Vanillite, which was a little ice cream cone, and it was an ice type Pokemon. That was also Gen 5.
No, what?
Yeah, Vanillite, Vanillux, Vanillish. I can't remember the names of them.
They gave it 3 evolutions?
3 evolutions, yeah. So it went from a single scoop to a double scoop to like a single scoop with a smaller cone stuck to the bigger scoop.
I keep looking at this fucking Poltegeist, and like I keep hearing, Mr. Pokemon, sir, what will your pleasure be?
I will say though, Poltegeist looks cute, but
wait, no, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, Jack. No, you ain't never had a friend like me. something like that. It's like
skippity pop pop.
I'm sorry. I need to stop singing and playing the kazoo.
I hope that
Let's
hit
go.
anybody. Imagine that just donked Amanda right in there. You have a smaller kazoo, of course you do.
I'm sorry.
No, but the most exciting thing I think is that you can set up camp. Where you can interact with people, I think your friends, you can interact with your Pokemon, and you have a curry dex where you can make different kinds of curry.
Like to give morale or something? What's going on here? Or is it like Pokepuffs?
I have no idea. It might be like Pokepuffs.
Here you go. In the recap of that from the article that we were referencing previously, they say it's has a robust character creation. You have curry rice mode where you customize curry dishes and eat them with your Pokemon and save them in your curry decks.
So I think it's more like a friendship thing. Like yeah.
Are we about to have a national curry dex?
We are about to have a national curry dex, and you best believe I'm gonna fucking find them all.
I've
Oh boy.
never eaten curry in my whole life.
That's
A
fine.
living curry dex.
That's okay. You're
Do
just
you
missing
guys
out.
like curry?
No, I just like
no.
my boiled potatoes and chicken, dude. Just a sprinkle of salt, a hint of pepper. That's all I eat.
Do you smell that, Glenn? That smells like bullshit. That's what I hear.
Oh, so you're smelling the bullshit and you're hearing it as well? Okay, real smart, Tyler. Huge brain. Real smart of you, dude. I can't. Well, good. Put down, dude. Great job.
Glenn,
Wop, 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 wop.
I think our member's getting a little feisty. And
He leaves
I
for
don't
2
know.
weeks and he comes back all, oh, look at me, curry.
Oh, I found a fourth kazoo. Man, where are these kazoos?
You found, oh, is that the metal one?
Yeah, oh,
I thought the metal one isn't as good.
it's not.
What
It's
the
dead.
fuck?
I know.
Honestly,
It's not even working.
I'm not even gonna lie, Tyler. It just sounds like you put it in your mouth and you're making a kazoo sound.
Ooh.
You're making a
I
kazoo
know.
sound?
Well, okay,
It just sounds
first
like
off,
you're putting it in your mouth going, "Peh." That's
Yeah,
honestly what it sounds like.
bitch. No, like, okay. So the secret of the kazoo is you're supposed to hum and the wax paper or the plastic vibrates. So, you know, it sounds like you're just trying to sound like a kazoo because that's exactly what you fucking
I don't know.
do, Nick.
I've never used a kazoo. I've never experienced
Well,
a kazoo.
this thing has a piece of wax paper that is not
That
working.
vibrates. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
I can shout into it, but I'll just sound like an angry hyena. So, anyways,
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, no, that was...
Whoopi Goldberg as
She
a
was one of
angry
the
hyena?
hyenas in the original Lion King.
Oh, you're right. What is the name of the other one?
There was two. There was
I mean-
Ed. Ed was the that guy that just only laughed.
Ooh, Ed Helms?
No, maybe Ed did Ed Helms voice act in the new
I
one?
don't know. I haven't
Either
watched
way,
it yet.
yeah, there was a goofy guy that just laughed, and Whoopi played one, and then I don't remember. I think he was a relatively famous actor in the late '80s or early '90s that did the other
Oh.
one. So.
Jim Cummings was the voice of Ed. That's hilarious. Jim Cummings, you know him as Pete
Did I
from
know what Pete?
Goof Troop or whatnot.
From what?
Goofy Pete, the fat
Oh, yeah.
walrus,
Goofy's
Okay, cool.
neighbor, who always hates him.
and Cheech Marin. Wait,
Cheech? Like Cheech and Chong? Cheech
I
was the
think-
other one?
I
It
think
was
so.
Cheech and Whoopi Goldberg. What a trio, man. That's awesome.
The
The more
voice
you
of
know.
wisdom and the voice of Let's Get High.
Yep.
Holy shit. Fucking Cheech is one of the hyenas. That fucking movie has like the most beautiful star list. Oh.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Zazu was played by Rowan Atkinson. It's like,
Yep.
what the fuck? Like, and of course, my favorite actor, who I always remember, Matthew Broderick, plays as Simba, and it's like, oh.
Wait, he was adult Simba?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even know.
Really?
I was too young.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
just like, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I love Jonathan Taylor Thomas because I watch Home Improvement. You know, like that was that's all that's for me.
And then Jeremy Irons, who plays a Scar.
Perfect Scar.
Mm.
And our very own Darth Vader. That has me fucked.
Wait,
James
what?
Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones was Mufasa.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that. And Batman vs Superman, which I don't ever recommend, he plays as Alfred, the guy that plays as Scar.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Irons is awesome.
Irons. I'm trying to. Oh, he plays as Alfred a lot, apparently. I'm trying to think of like what else he plays in that I would recognize him for. I don't see anything. That's kind of heartbreaking.
Okay, so that was the Nintendo Direct with a add-on
Yeah, keep going,
featuring
please.
Lion King. So we're gonna start moving on and start wrapping up we've got game releases. Who wants to cover game releases this week? Because I have a lot to say about this day in gaming.
Okay. I love how at the same time I say I'll do it, essentially, and Glenn's like, peace.
I'll chime in like a little bird every once in a while.
Okay, start chirping. Coming out September 10th, which is going to be Tuesday. So tomorrow, for anybody who's listening to the edited podcast, Blasphemous is coming out. PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, which I've not heard of. These are some interesting looking indie games. Anybody got any words on this one?
Yeah, Blasphemous is it's a platformer. It's an action platformer. Publisher is Team 17 Digital Team. I don't know what else they've done, but that's all I got for you. But it's like a doom gloom kind of cool art style setting.
Okay. Also coming out same day is EFootball 2020. I'm guessing it's a PES game, so soccer.
It's Pro Evolution Soccer, so this is their next installment. They've been the biggest competitor to FIFA.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. This is something I would actually cheer them on because, fuck FIFA.
Oh, fuck EA. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just
Sure, we're just going, fuck video game publishers if we're just going to go big here. You know what?
Fuck Walmart. Fuck McDonald's.
Oh man, we're tear these walls down. Greedfall coming out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Also coming out September 10th.
Yep, Greedfall is a 17th century style fantasy ARPG action role playing game.
What's? Oh, okay, it's like.
Yeah. You play as a neutral human who's recently arrived at an island that's been colonized, and you can ally yourselves with the different forces and you fight.
I like fighting. Speaking of fighting, NHL 20, except for the Canadian over there, you might know that as Ice Stick Ball. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to anybody else but Americans and Canadians. Coming out for PS4, Xbox One, September 10th and 13th.
Listen,
it's getting a delayed release.
No, so it's
there's
I think through the Game Pass, you get to play it early.
Oh boy.
And then
boy, one of those. Okay, that's fair.
early access if you have it on Xbox.
Yeah.
Coming out on September 13th for the Nintendo Switch, Daemon X Machina is coming out, which everybody's getting hyped up for. I know what you're gonna fucking say. I will fight you, Glenn.
It's a third-person shooter. Yeah. Just in case anybody didn't know, it's a Japanese game, third-person shooter.
Like, this is what Metal Wolf Chaos should have been. It's a better, much better version of that. And then lastly, NASCAR Heat 4 coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, also on the 13th. And that's all the games coming out this week. Now, Nick,
Tyler, you missed out
is
on a
feeling
big game. Tyler, Borderlands 3 is
I
also
don't know what
coming
you're
out.
fucking talking
PS4,
about.
streaming
Borderlands
it
3,
constantly.
PS4, Xbox One, PC, September 13th.
L3.
As we speak during this recording, I'm pretty sure the Borderlands launch party is tonight. So this is Saturday, September 7th.
Okay, Borderlands 3 is coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Specifically on PC, it is only going to be on the Epic launcher. So make sure you have your shit set up right. If you're upset,
it's only Epic. It's not on Steam or anything.
It's only Epic for it's exclusive to Epic for the first 6 months or a year. I can't remember.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
the trailers make it look amazing.
Yeah.
I will give it that. Trailers make it look
super lit. It's like a better version of Rage.
The trailers for it reminds me of Destiny trailers back in the day, especially the Japanese Destiny ones, which I'm not sure if you guys ever seen those, but the fucking dancing and that shit, nice. Also, NASCAR Heat 4 coming out for same stuff. NASCAR.
It's racing in the same direction. Turn left. Turn left. Turn left. Sorry.
Excuse
I have a lot
me,
of family
sir.
that are NASCAR fans. And
I don't know which
I know
one
drafting and stuff is a thing, but it's turn left over and over.
Okay. No.
Can you sit in a hot car for a really long time? The endurance is real. Give him that.
All right, so
this game, it's not Glenn. It's fucking talk. I will kazoo you off. I will kazoo your ass off.
This day in gaming for September 9th, we've got 5 games.
Glenn,
that came
take it
out.
away. Nick doesn't care about these games.
These are the worst.
Starting
All
from the
shit
newest,
games.
Destiny launched on this day, September 9th in 2014 for the PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One.
Holy fuck, Destiny is 5 years old?
Yes, Destiny as a franchise is 5 years old. As a development,
So young.
about 7-8 years old now.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Just thinking about that.
Then going down the list, Fire Red Leaf Green, 2004, Game Boy Advance.
Nice. Nice.
Spyro the Dragon, 1998 on the PS1.
Holy shit, this lineup.
Crash Bandicoot, 1996, PS1.
Oh, no, I could have fell.
Mario Bros. NES, 1983.
Man.
Holy shit. So many birthdays.
This is the NES release, so I'm like a lot of the games they were arcade games first. But yeah, no, this is a whopper of a list, dude.
This is like fucking the stars in the Hercules movie where you see them all aligning together, like the release to Titans.
Wow,
like
they were all in that. Oh, okay.
You know, Tyler, I was thinking about this.
Yes.
We've been doing This Day in Gaming, I'm pretty sure, for almost a year. What happens when we finish with the year and then we go back and we just do the days all over again? And then we have repeats?
I mean, Nick, if you think about it, we're gonna be recording on different days since
Some of the days will line up.
At least a few of the days will line up because we do it for the Monday, the day the podcast comes out. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Looks like we're gonna have to start doing Tuesdays.
Or you can do just a highlight of, if it's already been done, a day you've already done before, we could just do a more in-depth highlight on one of those games.
Sure.
Or something like that.
We'll figure it out, but this is just something I thought about. I'm not trying to put a damper on things, but I was just thinking about it on the flight.
Harsh my mellow, man.
I mean, this speaks a lot about your character, Nick, that you don't want to celebrate another birthday of a game it's like when your son is 1 year old, you're like, happy birthday, son, but the second birthday is like, I fucking did this last year, I'm not doing this
again. No, the next one's at 18 and then 21, and then you can fuck out of here.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of here.
All right, so Glenn, where can the people find you?
If you're over 2 years old, go fuck yourself. I'm just saying.
Pretty much.
I'm on Twitch at Razeth, RAZETH. I'm also a producer and co-creator of Ready to Roll, the number 2 ROLE, a gaming thing. And actually, I believe this night of this recording, Saturdays, we have our all-girl D&D stream going, and we're in season 2 of our podcast, which releases every Wednesday.
Nice.
And then also, I am at Twitter at Glenn Houston, which looks like Huston.
Could I pause what we're doing here? Nick in the chat made it. It's right. We do the same day every week. We don't do the same date of the month every week.
No, so there will be a few days that will coincide. That's just how it is, but there will be some days where it'll be completely different. So I don't think it should be too much of a problem, really.
I honestly think it's there's a lot of math here that I'm completely ignoring.
We'll figure it out, but thank you, Nick. I'm not. I hope that didn't come across as condescending or me being an asshole, but I was just thinking about it.
Every 7 years, I don't know how that works.
I'm sure there'd be some
share
overlap.
a fun podcast-related anecdote, just a little bit of a humble brag?
No.
Oh. Okay.
He is the host. I can't override him.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was going to respect it. No.
Removed from group?
The other guy that was me and him came up with all of Ready to Roll, that other podcast, and he was at an Airbnb at a wedding in New York, and they were talking to him about life, and he found out just through conversation, oh, they play D&D. Oh, cool, yeah. And he's like, oh, I do too. And he's like, cool. And then they got into podcasts. He's like, yeah, we listen to some D&D podcasts. And they were like, what are you a part of? And he's like, Ready to Roll. And they go, no, you're not. No, you're not. And he's like, yeah, no, I definitely am. I play Exodus the Tiefling Bard. And he goes, that's my podcast. So he met it was cool to actually
that's
have
really cool.
Somebody. And then I also found out that the D&D subreddit, one of my players posted something that happened in technically the same world as the podcast, because I was running a side thing for them, not recorded, and it got to the top of the D&D subreddit because it was so popular, and an animator was like, I'm gonna animate that.
Nice, farming that karma. So, fuck yeah.
Yeah, right? And so, anyway, it was a nice thing, because we got a few more Patreon subs, and we were kind of stagnant in our trying to grow, but it was a good week as far. I know this is something I should have said at the very beginning.
No, that's really awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I just finished up the episode about the Merchants Guild, and I'm excited to see what happens over with the Marauder.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm caught up. Also, I want to talk with you about your podcast afterwards. I have words to say, but I shouldn't say them here because I'm not here to review your podcast.
All right, before we break up SCMQ, Tyler, where can people find you? Glenn, we'll get back to you after this.
Okay. On Twitter at 2times Tyler, all letters, one word, 2times Tyler. And I'm not going to promote the Twitch unless I'm going to be streaming again. Because I feel like if I'm going to stream, I'm going to stream on Casual Master Quest. Nick, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at LR11, all spelled out. On Twitter, I'm LR the 11th because some person took LR11. I stream occasionally. I'm just still getting over jet lag, and I was sick when I was traveling, so I want to get back to it. And I was stress testing my new setup. So I will be online.
It sucks that somebody took that name. I wonder who did it.
I have no idea. What an asshole. Glenn, you were gonna say something. Sorry, I.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be at TwitchCon. Just in case our listeners are gonna be at TwitchCon, I will be there, and I'd love to chat with you about everything from my own personal channel to Ready to Roll to Casual Master Quest. Let's just nerd out. It'll be great. But also, we will have another thing happening in the near future. Within the next few weeks, we're gonna have a weekly D&D addition to the podcast content family. So look forward to that. Anyway.
Yerp.
Yerp.
Tyler, you've been awesome at running the giveaways. Do you have anything to say about the new one?
Yeah. First off, you and I and Glenn, we need to talk about something for Discord. But right now, we do have a giveaway that's happening over in the Twitter right now. Up until the end of the month, we're doing a giveaway for a free copy of Minecraft to any platform of your choice, as long as we can get a fucking code for it. Or, the points or whatever is needed for it. If you want it for the Wii, because it came out for the Wii, I'm not even actually sure if it came out for the Wii.
But it is on the 3DS, so...
True. My point is, if you want it, and you go over to our Twitter, which is at MasterQuestPod, and you just gotta follow us, retweet it, and then say, hey, this is what I'm gonna fucking build. Just show a dirt block house, and wow, that copy could totally be yours.
Yep.
Easy peasy.
Not too hard.
Yep. So before we end here, any last words? Any final objections? No. All right. This has been episode 65 Casual Master Quest. I am happy to be back. This has been a good time. A little longer than I think the last few episodes, but
traveler.
All in good fun. That was Tyler.
Yeah.
That was Glenn. And this is me, Nick, LR11, whatever you want to call me. Thank you for listening.
The boy with the biggest computer dick.
Not me. Thank you for listening. Have an awesome week, and we'll catch you next time. And don't forget to never stop the grind.
Got it.
Bye-bye.
Memorized. The intro to the podcast, titled Casual Master Quest, was paid for and produced by the wonderful talent Revelries Music. You can find more of their work at soundcloud.com/Revelries Music, or just click on the link in the show descriptions. The background music is the album Top 50 Best Classical Piano Music by Brilliant Classics. You can find out more about Creative Commons at www.creativecommons.org/license/by/4.0.